Spencer Lazar here for MMAinterviews.tv with Sako Chivitchian, fresh off his close decision loss to Kyle Watson. Some people thought you won. It seemed that I read. Take me through the fight because it didn't air for the people who didn't get to see it.
Well, most of the fight was on the feet, and a lot of scrapping and back and forth punching, and I felt like I was a little bit more aggressive with the hands. Maybe I should have utilized my takedown skills a little bit more, but I was focused more on doing damage, which I believe I did a little bit more damage, but he had a takedown or two. He had one takedown, and the second one was an attempt, but he didn't get me down. So I think maybe that might have played a little bit of a role. Anytime you go to the judges, the fight's in the air no matter what you do, and I should have done a little bit more, and I came out short this time, and just can learn from it.
Was that kind of the game plan, was to stand with him? We know he has a pretty good jiu-jitsu, and was that maybe the game plan, was to stand and think you could win it that way?
Well, it was initially to stand up with him in the first 2 rounds, try to make the fight my way, and if it wasn't going, then go back to my roots about taking down and getting my points and doing some damage on the ground. But after the second round, I knew I had some of the better punches on him. So, I pushed through the third round thinking, maybe I can get a knockout going, if I continue the same way, which it didn't happen, and now that I look back, maybe I should have changed it up, mixed it up a little bit more by the third round, and stuff would come out different, but, it didn't happen this time.
Talk about your experience on Ultimate Fighter, maybe the highs, the lows, and what you got out of it?
Well, it's been a tremendous year, being on the Ultimate Fighter, the experience, the knowledge and everything that you get off the show is lifelong benefit, fighting-wise, personal-wise, career-wise, a lot of great exposure, a lot of great training, having good relationships with all the top coaches in the world, and going to different camps and, improving, and these are stuff that opens doors and, gives you motivation, and I'm trying to take advantage of it right now to the fullest.
So what was the experience like at AKA, and give us a rundown on that experience as well, training up for this fight?
It was a great experience. I was only out there, it's been 6 weeks, so there's only so much you can learn new in 6 weeks, but I picked up a lot of things. Most of the time I was focused on getting in shape and sparring a lot, getting in fighting shape, but a lot of improvements for the short amount of time, and just looking forward for a lot more, in the long run, but a lot of great training partners, a lot of confidence, because you're going with top level guys every day. So you don't care who you're fighting with because you're already doing that every day back home. So it's a great camp, and looking forward to continuing down there.
Is it safe to say you didn't have a great Thanksgiving this year then?
It sucks when you're the only one on the table that's not eating the turkey, but there's you sacrifice things to get things better the next year. So hopefully it'll pay for it by next Thanksgiving.
Vartan told me that actually it was about less than 2 years ago maybe you had stopped training for a few years, and were actually over 200 pounds?
Yeah, I was, believe it or not, I was up to 215. That was before I made a comeback to training. I was off for 3 years when I started doing real estate and mortgages, looking for a career in my life to make, support my family and everything. And that was when, it was about 6-7 years ago when MMA wasn't as popular as right now, and you couldn't think of it as a career that seriously, and so that was the time I took 3 years off, wasn't training, just working and eating unhealthy, and was up to 215, and I knew I was only getting old and I had to get back in shape because I've been an athlete my whole life, and I'm glad I did.
And how did you get involved with the tough show, The Ultimate Fighter?
Well, I did 5 fights, locally around here, and I won all 5 fights, so I was 5-0, undefeated. I went to the tryouts for the lightweight divisions, and just went through the phases like anybody would. I wasn't a walk-in. I had to go through the grappling session, the striking session, and the interviews, and God willing, it worked.
For you, we understand your knee is a little bit banged up, so obviously going to rest that, and then I assume back to training. And we know what's next for you in future fights.
Oh yeah, definitely. I know I'll take a week or two off, heal up, but you know, there's no off season in this career, so get back to training right away, and you know, hopefully UFC gives me another shot for me to prove myself, and you know, if that's that, great. If not, you know, just keep on improving, because you know, I will fight anywhere to get back to UFC.